I went to John Brown University and I had never been around so many Christians, and a lot of people wanted to go be missionaries and do all these things. And I didn't feel that. I didn't feel that calling. Coming from Guatemala, a developing country, I saw, you know what? You see our physical need and so you want to come help. Thank you. But I'm here and I see the spiritual need that we get to cover with all these comforts and we get to cover with money and distractions and TV and media. But I see it, and I see it in the cubicles, and I see it in the offices, and I see it in the marketplace. And so if everybody goes, who's gonna stay for these people? And so I saw my calling very clearly for the business world. I had never been to India at the time, but I thought, I wanna have a factory in India, and I wanna have a factory in Guatemala, and create jobs, and through that, equip people and help them see themselves as more than people have told them they are. And through that, minister to them. And through that, show them the love of God. Many years later, 10, 12 years later, without my even thinking about it, I found myself in a role that I said not to at first. And then I prayed about it, and it was very clear that's where God wanted me, and so I jumped into it. Thankfully, He let me be obedient. And then a few months into that job, I realized I had this dream of 2 factories where I could help people. And all of a sudden, I had a job where I basically was working in the largest supply chain out there, working in tens of thousands of factories, empowering, taking care of workers in supply chains. And so my dream was 2 factories. God's dream was, here's tens of thousands of factories where you can go take care of my people. I don't know anybody, including myself, that on a daily basis, weekly basis, doesn't need some encouragement, some exhortation, some uplifting words, some counsel, all of that. And that's ministry, and that's loving others, and that's loving God, and that is worship, and that is worshiping God. If I'm in a meeting, I may be praying for you, even though you may not know it, but the spiritual realm, like I'm praying for you, or I submit the work or the result of this work to the Lord. I don't think I can worship Him only when I'm at church, or only when I'm reading my Bible, or only when I'm in fellowship with other believers directly. We're called to do that throughout, and work is a big part of that. I see work generally for all of us as our calling to go love God as we do that, be good stewards as we do it, love others as we do it. As part of encouraging, as part of my ministry, but also I guess it ministers to myself, I try to remind others of what we're called to do. Whether it's directly, spiritually speaking, or indirectly, I go to my team and talk about, hey, this is why we're doing this. You know that spreadsheet you're doing that's really monotonous or really boring or really let's look up and let's look at the bigger picture. This is what we're doing. This is what we get to do with this time. And often what I'll say is, you know what? Let's say we have one more year in this role. What do you want to look back and say, we did this and we were good stewards of the role that we had, And you can take that, as a calling to the kingdom work, or just period as an associate in your place of work. How do we point towards stewardship, and what do we want to do with the time that we have to work, to labor? When we're at work, that's ministry, and that's worship, and how we talk to others, and how we do our work with excellence as is unto the Lord, and things like that. I think that's how I see God inviting me to join Him in His work, and me hopefully when I'm walking with Him responding